Welcome to Rye Neck. It's the quarterfinals of the Section 1 Class B playoffs. That's Rob Moretti. I'm Robert Reamer. Rye Neck facing off against the Croton-Harmon Tigers, who come into this game at 11-9, the number 17, and Rye Neck is 19-1-1, a very impressive record, number 2 seed. Just yesterday, they beat Dobbs Ferry 2-1. Missed that game, but Rob, what is the key to the victory here today?
You know, this later part of the season, Rye Neck, the pitching has been as good as ever. The hitting has been not up to the normal par that they're used to hitting at. And I think that's what happened in the Dobbs Ferry game yesterday. Obviously, they only allowed 1 run through 7 innings. They did burn their ace, Ryan Aquino, but they only scored 1 run through the first 6. They had a walk-off. It was a single by Matt Franks, today's starting pitcher, to score Thomas Pipolo on a play at the plate. So it was that close simply because they're not hitting the ball the way they're used to. I don't have a scouting report on Croton-Harmon starting pitcher Giordano today, but the key for Rye Neck is they need to come out swinging the bats and have faith in Matt Franks. He's probably going to pitch a good game. He's expected to.
Okay, well, first pitch coming up next. Matt Franks starting for Rye Neck today. Chilly weather, below 60 degrees. He'll be facing off against Scott Giordano, who will be pitching for Croton-Harmon in this game today. Here's the first pitch. It's a strike. Alongside Rob Moretti, I'm Robert Reamer. Pleasure to have you watching this game today. And a high fly ball to shallow center field, and it's the first out of the game.
Pretty easy fly ball there for Angelo Spadafino, just settling under it. And that's what Rye Neck needs. They just settle down, get those first couple of outs. I almost wonder if in their first round game against Dobbs Ferry, if there were any kind of nerves on the team, even though they've been here before. They went to the finals last year where they lost to Ardsley. But you wonder if they had to get those first round jitters out of the way, and they could be in for a big game today if that's the case.
Mike Matalavage up at bat, counts 1-1. Big miss there.
Frank's known for pounding the strike zone. He's not going to walk too many guys. As long as his control is good, he can be effective.
Fouled back.
Kind of tough in Class B. Whoever goes to the finals is going to have to play 4 games in 5 days, the 4th game being the final.
Due to the lousy weather we've been having,
it's going to test a lot of these pitching staffs, and that could be an advantage for Rye Neck. They have a very good deep pitching staff, 4 or 5 guys who can shut a team down.
That's a liner to shortstop, and it's misplayed, so we have our first hit of the game. Or we'll see if Rob agrees.
I will agree.
Chris Cascione.
I will agree simply because I think when the ball hit the ground, it took a funny hop and went away from Cascione. I don't think he actually touched the ball.
Right.
Just, I don't know if it had spin on it or if it hit a rock in the infield, but it kind of took a right turn on him.
Cascione slipping, and that'll get our first runner on base. First pitch is a strike.
It's Mike Richko at the plate.
Inside, 1-1. Had to be a little alarming for Rye Neck only being Dobbs Ferry 2-1.
Dobbs an 18 seed, Rye Neck at 2.
Only 1 loss this year, certainly.
That was their last game of the season at John Jay Cross River, and that's what bumped them from a 1 seed down to a 2 seed. North Salem, the 1 seed, those 2 teams pretty neck and neck.
Foul back, 1-2 is the count.
Winner of this game gets either Putnam Valley or KO, and if we get any updates about that game, we'll let you know. Rye Neck, if they win, they will host a semifinal.
Just inside.
Where did that miss?
Players seem to have a good relationship with the umpires, fist pounding them for the game.
They've seen these guys a number of times throughout the season.
And that one is fouled into left field.
Game time weather, we're in the high 50s and it's cloudy, but if you believe the radar and really every major weather source, it's not supposed to rain during this game, although there might be a really light mist falling. Barely perceptible. But we're not supposed to be seeing any significant precipitation during this game.
That one was low. No rain, but it's certainly not very comfortable if you brought shorts to the game.
Yeah. Such as my broadcast partner. Stark contrast to yesterday when we did the softball game. Rye Neck and who did they play?
Dobbs Ferry.
Dobbs Ferry, of course, as a walk issued by Franks. And that game was in the 80s, a little rain pregame, just a hot, sticky day. Stark opposite today. Feels like we've gone back into early April.
So runners on first and second, 1 out. Isaac Cohen up to bat, the catcher. Frank's being tested a bit in this first inning.
And Rye Neck, if they want to make a run to the title, they're going to need all their pitchers to pitch well in these playoffs. Ryan Aquino, even if they get to, that one's in for a strike. If they get to the finals, he'd still be on 3 days rest, so I don't even know if he'd be an option to start that game. Maybe in relief if they needed him.
And catcher will talk to Matt Franks. It is pretty late in the year though, May 28th, the date of this game, and there are some schools around the country in different states that are already out, so the fact that they're still playing baseball, you gotta get it done quickly here in New York.
Certainly.
Pitch is a strike.
So Aquino, Byrne, Franks on the hill. They've also got Garcia, Pinnell, and Spadafino as their top pitchers on the team.
Franks looks back.
That's really what separates them from the rest in Class B is their depth at the pitcher position. A number of arms they can go to.
Just missed.
I don't know if Matt Franks is going to be fist bumping this umpire after the game.
Yeah. We're not ones to comment though with our vantage point. Gets him on an off-speed pitch. So the second out of the first inning.
It's exactly what Franks needed there. An out without getting the ball put in play. The runners don't have a chance to move up. Keep them on first and second. Then they can really focus on the hitter Rossini with 2 outs.
Kyle Rossini, the third baseman. First lefty we'll see today.
Leadoff hitter was a lefty.
Oh, was he?
He was. Scott Giordano batted left-handed.
Ball 1. There's a strike. (3-1) the count.
Matt Franks actually committed to Hunter for basketball. So he'll be playing sports in college next year, though getting to the end of his baseball career.
And it's grounded to third base. Easy play. And that will be the top of the first inning. No runs scored, 2 men left on. We'll be right back. Scott Giordano on the mound for the Tigers. He'll face off against Chris Cashionne, the shortstop, senior for Rye Neck.
You see the footage now. Cashionne signed his letter of intent to sign with UMass a couple weeks ago, so he'll be playing the Minutemen next year in college.
And he lines one to shortstop. And just on the bag, one away.
That was a close call.
Yeah.
The first baseman came off the bag. The question was whether he got his foot back on in time. It was a close play. That's a tough call to make.
Not the best throw by Bew Dorian, the captain shortstop, but they'll get the first out. Pitches a ball.
Chris Pennell at the plate. Will show the footage of him signing as well. He's going to play at St. Thomas Aquinas next year.
Foul back.
If you want to see the full ceremony, it's on our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/lmc-tv100. You can see all our on-demand games there too, full HD.
3-1 the count.
Good patience from Pennell. He's got speed. He knows if he gets on base, he can be a threat to go.
Well, he's going to be on base, the first base runner for Rye Neck today. Now bring up the catcher, Thomas Pippola.
Giordano, the pitcher for Croton-Harmon, one of the younger players on the team. I don't know who they threw against Hastings yesterday, but they won 3-0. So, Croton not a team that has the same depth as Rye Neck, so putting their hopes on the sophomore lefty.
Well, we talked about Pennell's speed, and certainly Giordano being only a sophomore doesn't pitch as fast as some other pitchers you'll see, so definitely opportunity to steal base here for Rye Neck.
The one advantage that Giordano has is he's left-handed, harder to read that move.
Ball. Has to be pretty athletic though, batting first in the lineup.
Giordano has to find the plate. Can't pitch around these guys forever.
There's a strike. It's a 7-inning game. Here we are on the bottom of the first inning. And that is going to be a liner to second base. And Pennell will go to third. Goes through. And fielding blunder and optimistic base running by Pennell will lead to the first run of this game.
It's an unearned run. You score that in E3 on the throw. Unless you saw something different. It looked like it was a bad throw.
Yeah.
And Pennell forcing the action on the base paths there. He didn't have to turn and go to third, but he was being aggressive and forcing the defense to make a play. And
now Matt Franks up. He'll hit a high fly ball to right field, and that will be the third out of the inning. But Rye Neck scores 1 run. Top of the second inning coming up next. First baseman Chris Dreyer steps into the batter's box. Start at the top of the second. First pitch by Franks is low.
Dreyer looking to make up for his error in the bottom of the last inning. He had made that throwing error that allowed Pennell to score.
Fouled back, 1-1. Temperatures dropping as the day goes on here in Rye Neck. We'll see if that has any impact on the players. Pitch is low.
Really, if you're Dreyer here, don't try to do too much. You want to make up for the error, but just get on base. You'll help the team. It's only a 1-run deficit.
That pitch misses. And that's ball 4, so Dreyer will reach first base. Last inning, Franks had runners on first and second, but was able to get out of the inning as another man on again.
It's the second walk surrendered early today by Franks, and not what Rye Neck wants to see. You wonder if the chilly conditions might be affecting his control a little bit, but you're used to seeing him around the zone.
Now up at bat, Bo Dorian, the captain, and it is strike 1. Cautious lead taken by Dreyer. And that is hit high to deep right field, and the play is made by Rye Neck. Good catch by Tyler Spinelli. 1 away. Now up to bat is the designated hitter Chris Colombo. Playing left field instead is Nick Durbabian.
And was that a pitch or was time called? The umpires, oh, it was a balk.
A balk by Franks will send Dreyer to second base. So now runner in scoring position with only 1 out.
Saw the umpire throw his hands up. I knew something was up.
So I'm assuming that pitch also did not count. So strike 1. Pitch is low.
No sleeves for most of the Rye Neck players, so it's not that cold. It's just colder than we're used to the last few weeks.
Strike 2. I mean, they played some games in early April. Not much warmer than it is now, but
Especially
certainly
this year we had a chilly April. But it's been nice the last couple weeks.
And he strikes him out looking. 2 away.
Second strikeout today by Franks, maybe starting to find a groove.
Now comes in the 9th hitter, Mike Bello, with 2 outs. Pitch is a strike. Bello to second base, and that will be the inning. So no runs scored by Croton-Harmon, and we'll be right back here on lmc-tv. Matt Garcia, the first baseman, comes in to hit. Some patrons walking through the field, so we'll momentarily stop play.
You know, one of the few flaws of this nice facility here at Rye Neck, if you want to get to those away bleachers, you either have to walk through the home stands and then go all the way behind the plate, or you have to cut through the outfield between innings.
First pitch, ball. Wild pitch there, 2-0 the count.
Giordano really, aside from that walk, did not have a bad first inning. Obviously the run unearned, it scored on that really 2-base error. I think Pinnell definitely would have been out if it was a good throw at third last inning.
And Garcia swings, and he's out at first.
Like we said in the open, Rye Neck the bats have been doing just enough to get them through the later part of the season and the early part of the playoffs, but I think everyone expected a little bit more thunderous noise with the bats.
Spadafino fouls off that pitch.
Kind of tough too. If they keep winning, it would be up to 4 games in 5 days, and it's really hard to get your swing back when you can't take that much batting practice between games.
Certainly.
In the days where they weren't playing, it was raining, so they couldn't take much batting practice then either.
1-1 the count.
Giordano showing he'll change speeds. That was a breaking ball there, off-speed pitch. If you can throw strikes, you don't have to throw hard. You just have to change speeds.
And that one's fought off to right field and will drop in for a play at second base. So a double. A good double by Angelo Spadafino to get things going for Rye Neck here in the second inning.
Nice little bloop double from Spadafino. Put it in the perfect spot, and it was able to get it past the right fielder, Derbabian.
Ryan Aquino steps in. Strike one.
Aquino going to Pace next year to play baseball. You see him signing his national letter of intent.
And that will go through. Questionable decision there to throw. Really had no play, but now we have a man on third base, Angelo Spadafino, with only 1 out. So an opportunity for Ryan Aquino to sacrifice anything really in play to do it.
Also score that in E1.
Trying to keep a runner honest for really no reason, and then
if you're Croton, I think you have to simplify. Don't throw the ball around more than you have to. Just getting a piece there was Aquino.
Giordano deals, and it is a ball. Just held up.
The catcher, Cohen, was trying to check down to first, but there's no umpire there. The runner on third, the umpire is standing to the right side of the pitcher's mound, so no one there to make the call.
And he hits a grounder to shortstop, so that'll drive in a run and go through. And Ryan Aquino will step to second base. Rough day at first base so far for Chris Dreyer, although that may not have been his fault.
I'm going E6. That throw was in the dirt. You can't really blame. You'd like the first baseman to pick that up, but you can't blame him for not doing so.
So fountain of errors early on here for the Tigers. And we'll step aside and be right back here on LMC. Sam Polero steps in for Rye Neck. Ryan Aquino at second base, 1 out.
Third baseman playing back, he could bunt. The way Croton-Harmon's been handling the ball, bunting might not be a bad idea. Third baseman behind the bag. Polero with some speed.
And that one's going to be fouled towards the first base side, and the play cannot be made by Dreyer.
Almost thought I was going to have to whip out the glove on that one. Another 20 feet would have been in play for us.
Come on, Sam. New life, Sam. Come on, kid. Come on, Sam. Come on, Sam.
And runner stealing, or hit and run called. Play will be made at first, but Aquino will get to third base.
A little hit and run there, get the runner in motion. If it gets through, you can score the run.
Tyler Spinelli now steps in. 2-0 lead already for Rye Neck. If Spinelli could get on base with any sort of hit, he could make it 3-0 Rye Neck.
Wonder if Spinelli's going to bunt here. They could run a squeeze. Less likely with 2 outs.
Well, you'd imagine they're just throw it first.
Well, last Friday we saw the Mamaroneck Tigers run a squeeze of 2 outs and 2 strikes, so anything's possible.
Foul towed back.
And if you're wondering, yes, it was successful. Actually rolled and just stayed on the chalk of the foul line.
Always risky to play small ball, ironically.
You're less likely to do it up 2-0 as well.
Yeah. And that's strike 3. So another run scored by Rye Neck on a few errors by Croton-Harmon, but that will be it. So top of the 3rd inning coming up next here on lmc-tv.
Rob Moretti here along with Robert Reamer. Top of the 3rd inning, top of the lineup for the Croton-Harmon Tigers is the pitcher Scott Giordano facing Matt Franks. He fouls the first pitch off.
Frank's doing a decent job so far, hasn't let up any runs, and we were talking about how the Rye Neck bats.
This one hit pretty well to left. Shuffling his feet but making the catch with Sam Palero, 1 away.
Well, we were talking about how the Rye Neck bats really would have to come into effect today, and so far they have, so recipe for success so far for Rye Neck.
They're putting the ball in play. They've only got, what, 1 hit, 2 hits? 1 hit through 2 innings, but 2 runs.
That's true.
But putting the ball in play against a team that hasn't at least so far, as that one's a first pitch strike. They haven't been playing their best defense has been good enough.
I think you really lose it because you watch so much, people watch so much Major League Baseball where fielding really isn't much of a variable, but in high school it definitely is, and we've seen today several errors by Croton-Harmon, which really might be the difference in this game so far.
That one low, 2-1, the count on the center fielder, Matt Lavage. That one on the corner for a strike, 2-2. Matt Lavage singled his first time up. Was left stranded at second base. One in the dirt, count goes full 3-2.
Now, despite the colder weather, still a lot of people have shown up to this game. Similar numbers to what we saw yesterday. The weather was a lot better then.
On the ground, and a nice play by the first base coach from Croton. Remember, those base coaches, they don't wear gloves.
Right. Well, they don't need to get the ball.
Sometimes they get some screamers coming at them. Another payoff pitch. This one's low ball 4. Three walks from Franks through first 2 1/3. And looks like Coach Tyler Slater isn't used to seeing that either and wants to try to settle down Franks. Conference over. So runner on first for Croton with 1 out. Mike Richko at the plate. Takes a first pitch strike. Richko walked back in the first inning. And he was left stranded as well. Off-speed pitch missed, 1-1. We see Franks try to keep the ball down here, see if he can get a double play ball. He's got a good middle infield that can turn it. That one in the air to center. Spadafino racing in, makes the catch. And retreating to first was Matt Alavage, so 2 away.
Some sound fundamental fielding by Rye Neck so far.
They've made all the plays.
Yep.
It's been the difference in the game between these two teams so far. Here's Isaac Cohen. Swing and a miss, runner goes, throw to second, not in time. I don't know if they had anyone covering there.
All right, well, that's probably why they went.
Well, normally when someone goes, one of the middle infielders will go cover second, but...
Well, there was actually a bit of a delay in the throw because of that, I think. Didn't throw it as quickly as he could have, but...
Tigers have a runner scoring position now. Cohen swings and misses. Cohen went down swinging in the first. He might not be seeing the ball that well off Franks. 0-2, 2 outs, runner on second. Called strike 3. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on for Croton in the top of the third. Panthers lead remains 2-0 after 2.5. Chris Cacchione leads off in the bottom of the third, top of the Rye Neck order. Cacchione grounded the first pitch of the game to shortstop for a ground out against Giordano.
Wind's picked up a bit.
Off-speed pitch misses low. Giordano, the lefty, delivers low 2-0. The Rye Neck softball team has a practice right now, and they'll probably, a lot of them be in attendance at this game once their practice wraps up. They have a semifinal matchup tomorrow against North Salem, and we'll be covering that. That game's going to follow this one. So count goes 3-0 on Cacchione. And then if Rye Neck wins today, they'll play a semifinal on Friday. We'll have that game after the softball game. That one gets fouled into someone's yard.
A lot of baseball.
Swinging the bat, 3-0.
Oh, you'll do that when you're as experienced as him.
3-1 pitch. Called strike.
I always remember Posada for the Yankees. Only one allowed to hit on 3-0 pitches.
He hit a few home runs on those too.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch, grounded to the right side. Throw to first in time, 2 away.
I mean, most of these pitchers are good enough to throw a strike if they want to. It's just trying to get those corners. So, I mean, if you're just going to let it go on 3-0, you might get the best pitch to see if, you know, you think you could definitely get a single. Why not take it?
Though, this puts more pressure.
Right.
I heard they I don't have that much experience. They say it puts more pressure on the batter. If you're going to swing 3-0, you're giving up a big advantage if you don't get that hit. Chris Pennell at the plate has a 1-0 count. Make that 2-0. Giordano pitching with a pretty good pace. Not walking around the mound, kind of catch the ball, get back up there, take the sign. 2-0. Swinging a foul tip.
I always feel like if you can, pitching faster rather than slower is better, you know, gives the hitter less time to regroup.
This one popped up, out of play. It also keeps your fielders' heads in the game, too. A lot of people say baseball's boring, there's so much time between pitches, and the fielders are affected by that, too.
Right.
If you work quickly, keep their heads in the game, they're more likely to make a play behind you.
I mean, you're spending all day in right field just for maybe one fly ball you'll see all game.
2-2 pitch, curveball hammered up the middle, base hit. Pennell takes a big turn, but he'll stay at first.
Went over that nice Rye Neck logo that they've made for us.
Yeah, the softball field has that as well. It looks nice, but I don't think anyone's going to see it.
Right. I guess it's probably more for the players than television.
If you get an lmc-tv blimp, then you'll get a nice view of that. We're taking blimp donations, of course.
Press box might be a little more practical.
That too. Take what we can work with. Pennell goes. Pitches the ball, and Pennell is safe down at second with a stolen base. That puts Pennell in scoring position with 1 out. A 1-0 count on Thomas Pipolo.
Well, in the meat of the order again with only one out, certainly an opportunity for Rye Neck. Maybe break this one open a bit.
And it looked like Cohen was going to go try to talk things over, but he only took 3 steps out. Maybe giving a sign to the infielders. Count 1-0. The lefty sophomore from Croton deals. Up and away 2-0. Now Cohen will come talk to him. There's a base open, but got 4 and 5 hitters on deck. I don't think you want to put another runner on for those guys. 2-0. Foul back.
The way Franks has pitched so far, certainly not going to win this game if you're intentionally walking, you know, trying to get out of these innings.
2 balls, 1 strike. In the dirt, nice block by Cohen. You know if that ball gets away, Pinnell's going to take off for third. The count now 3-1. Both infielders crashing in on Pinnell at second. Now they back off. And a shot to left field. This one's over his head, and one hops off the wall. Pinnell will score. Pivolo cruises into second. Actually, that's going to be a ground rule double as it went. That gap came into play.
Yeah,
it's a little gap in between the temporary fence and the fence to the football field, and the ball went right through that gap. That is a ground rule double.
You got a little mound there too. Very interesting.
That's baseball.
Design.
The fields can be quirky. So 3-0 Rye Neck, and the first earned run given up by Giordano. And Pipolo can say he hit one out of the field.
Maybe a bit of a break actually for Rye Neck. I mean for Croton-Harmon. I mean that was only a double.
Yeah, if that ball bounces around,
yeah.
Pipolo could potentially be on third base right now.
Way they're fielding too.
3-0, 1 out, and Pipolo on second. Matt Franks at the plate, and he swings over an off-speed pitch. Count 0-1.
All right, Thomas.
0-1 misses. 1-1. Franks flew out to right field his first at bat. Swing and a miss. Giordano's off-speed pitch looks really tantalizing for Franks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Giordano's pitch is swung on and just foul tipped.
Excuse me.
Swing and a miss, ball gets away. Throw down to first is in time. Pipolo breaks for third, and wait a second. He is out at first. Ball was bobbled after the catch, but they say the Dryer had control of it. But Pipolo does move up to third with 2 outs.
That was key. That pitch being in the dirt only could turn 1. Questionable whether or not it would have been more advantageous to throw to first
really
or throw to
what Cohen
third.
should have done was he should have ran a couple steps in towards the infield to stop Pipolo. He would have had time to make that throw. Would have had a good angle for it too.
Seems
first
like
pitch is low to Matt Garcia.
It's tough enough for them to get the out at first though.
Valid point.
Take it 1 step at a time.
1-0. Off-speed pitch in for a strike, 1-1. Garcia 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop to lead off the second inning. 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, gets away. Pippolo breaks for home. He slides, the tag, he's safe.
Well,
that's a wild pitch.
Yeah. Too many runs scored off of errors in the field and wild pitches and just things that don't really have much to do with hitting the baseball, just errors on defense.
Kind of hard to believe Croton shut out Hastings yesterday, so.
Well, different pitcher, different team, right?
Even with the same pitcher, I mean, how lights out was he? You have to field the ball.
No, pretty lights out. Zero runs.
Angelo Spadafino at the plate. And I'm sorry, it's still Garcia. I don't know why I thought that. He draws the walk. So now Spadafino will come up. Cohen's going to go out to talk with Giordano again. No more you can say.
Well, it's still here in the third inning. May need to start thinking about having another pitcher finish this game.
Spadafino doubled his first time up. Came around to score on an error. Goes up there hacking, fouls it off, 0-1.
Yeah. It's easy to lose baseballs at this field.
And there's the backstop, and anything that goes over that backstop, pretty hard to locate. There's just thick woods, and then not terribly far away, there's people's backyards. You can't jump into someone's backyard, so. That one low and gets away. Garcia chugs into second easily. Wild pitch or pass ball?
Give it to you.
I think it hit the glove on the fly. That's a pass ball. That one in the dirt and blocked. Going for third is Garcia, and he makes it. That one's a wild pitch.
It's almost comical. Really,
second wild pitch of the inning for Giordano.
Or you have it down. How many hits does Rye Neck have?
Three hits.
3 hits, 4 runs, definitely.
It shows.
Yeah.
This one on the ground towards short. Throw to first. Safe!
I don't know.
It was a bang-bang play.
Yeah.
My first thought was he was safe, but I thought he would get called out. I know that sounds bizarre, but Spadafino beats out the ground ball, gets himself an RBI.
I'm not a professional umpire, but I think I had pretty much as good a look as he did. I would have called it an out.
Aquino first pitch towards short. It's going to be a tough play. Throw to first. He beats it out, and the throw gets away and goes out of play. So the runners will move up.
What was the point of that throw?
And Spadafino's not sure if he goes to home or third. He has to stay at third. I'm going to give that a single, and then the runners move up on the East 6. So he had that throw beaten out.
Certainly, yeah, he had it out. That's what I was saying. What was the point? Didn't have it to play there. I don't know if Derek Jeter could have made it.
It was a tough play arranging up. Derek Jeter probably would have made that.
No,
at least when he was younger.
He's not such a great fielder now.
Second and third, 2 out for Sam Polero. His first pitch ball. It's 5-0 Rye Neck.
I know it's almost against the law to say anything bad about Derek Jeter, but
well, he's never been the rangiest shortstop. He just makes the plays that come to him, and he makes them well. That one fouled off, 1-1 the count on Polero.
He's better talking in the field than playing.
He's got a Yankee hater in there.
I'm a Yankees fan, and I love him as a hitter, but he's always just talking to people at second base, just has one of the worst positioning statistics in the MLB. I mean, That'll be my rant on Derek Jeter for the year.
You blame him for that 2001 World Series loss.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch. Count goes to 3-1, and Giordano in danger of loading the bases. There are 2 outs. There have been 2 outs for a while, ever since Frank struck out 3 batters ago. And that's ball 4, bases loaded.
Well, 5-0 game. Whether or not they could get an out here really could be difference in whether this one's a blowout or not.
If anything, for Rye Neck, this is just a good thing for them to put some runs up on the board. Run totals have been low their last few games. 2-1 against Dobbs Ferry, a 1 or 2 run loss. I don't remember the exact final score against John Jay, the last game of the regular season. First pitch fouled off by Spinelli. Even the few games before that, a lot of close games they played this year, mostly winning. The second half, the bats haven't quite woken up, but they're getting it done today. 1 low, 1-1 on Spinelli.
Well, nobody warming up for the Tigers, so we'll be seeing.
And Giordano,
Yeah.
they at least want him to get through this inning somehow, no matter how long it takes. 2-1 on Spinelli.
He's having trouble finding the strike zone, and with his
And he's thrown a lot of pitches this inning, too.
slow velocity. Not a good combination.
2 balls, 1 strike on Spinelli. That one just missed, 3-1.
Well, we'll really see whether or not he is just trying to get the edges and missing, or he just can't throw a strike because he's in danger of walking in a run.
He really wants to throw a strike on this one.
Yeah.
Pitch. Nips the corner, count goes full. Bases loaded, 2 outs, so the merry-go-round will start on the pitch. The 3-2. Ball 4. So goes an RBI for Spinelli. 6-0 Rye Neck. And oh dear, my score sheet. 10th hitter coming up for Rye Neck this inning. And coach out to the hill. We're going to have a pitching change. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Rye Neck up by 6 here in the quarterfinals. We'll be right back. All right, so we're back, and we've got some changes. Chris Dreyer has moved from first base to the mound. Mike Matalavich has moved from center field to first. Scott Giordano has moved from the mound into center field. And this one's hit into right center field. Actually just right field and caught by the right fielder, so that was quick. But the Rye Neck Panthers, they pick up 4 runs in the 3rd inning on 4 hits. Leave the bases loaded. I don't think they're too concerned about that. 6-0 they lead as we head to the 4th. Kyle Rossini leads off top of the 4th. He quickly hits one to short, leaping catch by Cascione, 1 away.
Put him on the Yankees.
All the Jeter hate.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do it. Too much love for him.
How old is Jeter now? He's old, right?
Here's Dreyer, now the pitcher. He takes a first pitch strike. Everyone's been swinging at the first pitch, so we haven't been able to mention. That last hit from Thomas Pippolo was his 100th career hit. Big milestone for the senior. Count 0-2 on Dreyer.
Good thing he got there.
That was that double that went through the wall, so nice way to do it. Called strike 3, 3 pitches.
You know, with that close game against Dobbs Ferry, and although blowing him out here today, you know, you don't know if that's going to come or not, that 100th hit, so good for him.
Nice round number, but I'm sure he wants to get some more.
Yeah.
2 quick outs, and here's Bo Dorian. He takes a first pitch strike. Franks is dealing right now. Long layoff between innings did not bother him. Strike 2. You almost wonder if Franks there's no more nervousness. He's got a 6-run lead, just attack the zone. Definitely helped with some confidence. 0-2 pitch. Did he go? There's been a tag, there's been no signal, so I guess that's just ball 1. After throwing 6 straight strikes. 1-2 on the infield, Pinnell. And that's the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Franks in the 4th. Rye Neck quickly going to come back up to the plate next on lmc-tv. After setting up 10 batters to the plate in the 3rd, Chris Pinnell leads off the 4th. The first pitch strike from Dreyer. Dreyer, an interesting kind of sidearm, funky pitching motion. You wonder if you might be able to shut Rye Neck down just because of that. Slings the ball. This one's hit towards first. He'll take it himself. The new first baseman, of course, Montalavage, we mentioned last inning. That's a 3 unassisted.
It's interesting that Dreyer plays first base, showing off his arm here, and with the fielding issues we've seen, a
lot of pitchers do play first base, maybe to save the arm a little bit.
No, but I mean, just you can use a player. It shows shortstop and third base.
He also throws left-handed, so we either have to play the outfield or first base. Here's the 100 hit man, Thomas Pippolo.
That's a very good point, Rob.
It's a very important point.
Yeah.
One 1-0 pitch on Pippolo. There's a strike. If Rye Neck bats around a couple more times, my score sheet is done for. 1-1. Foul tip. And the count goes to 1-2. Overcast day, but we haven't seen anything more than just the lightest little bit of drizzle.
I haven't seen much light either.
Count 1-2 on Pippolo. Called strike 3. Pippolo not happy with the call, but you're up 6-0. That strike zone's going to get a little bit bigger. Did look low from over here, perhaps.
Maybe trying to help him out a bit. Get a nice fist pound at the end of the game.
Here's Matt Franks. He takes a first pitch ball. Franks 0 for 2, but his work more importantly on the hill. 4 shutout innings so far. The count goes 2-0 on Franks, who is going to have a discussion with Coach Slater. Not really a discussion. Really, Slater's going to tell him something. A discussion is kind of a two-way street.
Rarely is between coach and player, right?
Not always. 2-0 the count. Pitch from the lefty Dreyer. Did he go? He did. 2-1. Dreyer a senior, so this could be his last baseball game. Foul tip. Count 2-2 on Franks.
It's always something you gotta look out for in the playoffs. In high school, might be the last time they play in their entire lives, really.
Only the very best go on to college. Rye Neck kind of fortunate to have 3 of their players going on to play college baseball. You don't see that from every team. I don't know what's going on here. It's been a stoppage in play, and Dreyer's throwing warm-up pitches.
Maybe an issue with the ball?
Maybe an issue with Dreyer, maybe he felt something and wanted to...
Yeah, I guess they would just get another ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Franks hits a bullet to center field, right field. That's a base hit. Hard to tell where the ball's going from where we are.
That's where that Rye Neck logo actually helps out a bit.
It actually might. I'm going to start using that. Thanks. So a single for Franks. First hit given up by Dreyer. Comes with 2 outs, and here's Matt Garcia. First pitch strike. Garcia 0 for 1, walked his last time up, and he went all around the bases. He passed ball, a wild pitch, and then finally scored on a single. He had himself an adventure. 0-1 pitch from Dreyer, tapped foul. Count goes 0-2. Action in the Rye Neck bullpen. Is that Chris Pennell?
Yeah, number 3.
3 is Pennell, CP3. Yep. Count 1-2 now on Matt Garcia. So you wonder if they might want to save Franks for later in the playoffs if they need another pitcher. We'll find out see who's on the hill next inning. Count 2-2 on Garcia. I guess if he only pitches half a game, he could be a reliever later on if they need him. 2-2 pitch. Franks goes and swing and a miss, so the inning over. 2 strikeouts that inning from Dreyer.
Pitching well.
And for the first inning, Rye Neck doesn't score. Score remains 6-0 after 4 full. So we've got some changes. Chris Pennell has moved from second base to the mound. Matt Franks, who was pitching, is at first. First pitch from Pennell is swung on and missed by Chris Colombo. Got Sam Polero at second base. I'm not sure who's in left field. Count 0-2 on Colombo. Called strike 3. Chris Pennell can do that. High velocity. Final line on Franks, he went 4, 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks, and 1 balk. Here's Mike Bello. First pitch strike. Well, you got to get creative when you have all these games bunched up against each other. We'll have 1 off day tomorrow in the semifinals on Friday. And if they win that, the finals on Saturday at, I don't know what they call it now. It was Boulder Stadium. I think they sold the naming rights to it. This one on the ground. Franks will take it himself. 2 away. Scott Giordano up to the plate, his 3rd at bat. 2 flyouts. Those both obviously against Franks. Takes a first pitch ball from Pennell.
Maybe Giordano maybe try to rectify a bit his poor start.
Upstairs 2-0. Not the best start, but the rest of the team didn't help him out much either. Can't put the blame solely on him. This one on the ground towards first. Franks backhands. He will flip to Pennell, and that's the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Pennell. Rye Neck has put down the last 8 batters in a row. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th on LMC-TV. Angelo Spadafino leads off. He's having himself a good day. 2 for 2. He scored a couple runs. Picked up an RBI as well. Takes a first pitch ball from Dreyer. Count 2-0.
Dreyer pitches a lot faster than Giordano does.
one a strike.
Rye
2-1.
Neck hitters might be having a little trouble adjusting. And so far they're having trouble with something. They haven't been able to get any runs since.
2-1. 3-1. The lefty deals. Ball 4. Here's Ryan Aquino. Panthers ace. It's like a little more action in the Rye Neck bullpen. Might be Matt Garcia, can't really tell. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it and making the catch is the second baseman Richko for out number 1.
No reason to, you have a man warming up. No reason to have any relievers pitch more than 1 inning with this type of game, because that way you pitch them the next game.
And the pitching depth in Class B is really going to play a big role in how these playoffs turn out. That one a strike to Sam Polero. That is Matt Garcia warming up. Swing and a miss by Polero. Count goes 0-2. But yeah, if Rye Neck, they've saved Franks, so they can at least use him in relief again if they need him. The only guy who wouldn't be available for the semifinal, you'd think, is Ryan Aquino. As this one's hit towards short, backhand stop. Can they get anyone out? No.
Again, with a needless throw, though, that could have gone through.
Score that an infield single. Really not much that Dorian could do with that one.
A lot of strong hits to shortstop today.
Up steps Tyler Spinelli. No contact day for Spinelli, a strikeout and a walk. That one's in for ball 1. Actually, that walk was a bases loaded walk, so he has an RBI as well. One-0 from Dreyer. 2-0. Croton-Harmon, who got here, their 7th seed, 11-9, defeated Hastings, a 10 seed, yesterday, 3-0. Rye Neck, the 2 seed, coming in 19-1-1. So that one's a strike on Spinelli. Just squeaked by Dobbs Ferry yesterday, 2-1 on a walk-off hit by Matt Franks. Pipolo scored the run on a play at the plate. That one gets away, and the runners will advance. 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out. First wild pitch thrown by Dreyer.
Dreyer facing his first set of adversity in this game.
Well, he did enter with the bases loaded and 2 out. I call
that's
a little bit of adversity.
That's true.
First adversity that's his own doing.
Right.
That one a strike. Count goes 2-2 on Spinelli.
It's easy to forget because he only threw 1 pitch, but
it was a stressful pitch, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I had that wrong. Count was full, and it's a walk for Spinelli. See, we get talking. I don't pay attention to a pitch.
Rob. Yeah.
Second walk issued this inning by Dreyer. And whatever effectiveness he had last inning, he's losing it. A walk, a high pop out, a single, and another walk. And now here's Chris Cascione. Bases loaded, 1 out. The future Minuteman at the plate. First pitch strike from Dreyer.
Did you favorite a tweet that someone else tweeted that about Live Mike Sports? Yeah, I'm like, do you have any idea what the kid? Like, no idea.
Count 1-1 on Cashionne. One ball, one strike. Nowhere to put the Panthers' leadoff hitter. Big hack fouled off. 1-2. One-two pitch from Dreyer. Just missed. 2-2. Dreyer trying to catch a break, could not.
Really using out.
2-2. Dreyer from the stretch. This one hit down the line. That's a foul ball.
Steady wind actually facing towards the outfield, helping the hitters out a bit.
Haven't really needed it this inning. Everything's been off the ground or a walk. 2 walks, 1 hit so far. Another 2-2 from Dreyer. This one fouled away into the woods. Two and two again. Bases loaded, 1 out. And fouled off again. We could be here a while. An LMC sports crew today that has a few too many people wearing shorts. A little chilly. At least 3 people in our crew wearing shorts. I'm not one of them. Called strike 3. Third strikeout from Dreyer.
Finally gets that out. At the softball game yesterday, you were saying, oh, it'll be a little chilly tomorrow. I just kind of shrugged it off now.
You were warned.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
Here's Chris Pinnell, who's currently the pitcher, but that might change next inning. Bases loaded, 2 out, and now a 1-0 count.
Yesterday it was significantly hotter.
It was 25 degrees warmer yesterday. You don't usually see that kind of a swing day to day. As that one's hit on the ground towards short, goes the long way, safe. But why didn't he flip to second?
Absolute incompetence at shortstop today.
So that's an RBI infield single for Pinnell. It's now 7-0 as Spadafino crossed the plate.
It's almost second nature to go to first, but
why would you 2 outs just go the short way? They easily would have had Spinelli on his way there. Anyway, Pippolo now at the plate. Bases still loaded, 2 outs.
That was another one of those tie goes to the runner type of plays.
It was a close play, but an easy out they would have had by flipping to second. Pippolo hits one well into the left center field gap, but it hangs up just long enough for out number 3. Another run for Rye Neck on 2 hits, and they leave the bases chucked again. 7-0 after 5 full.
Alongside Rob Moretti, I'm Robert Reamer. Chris Pinnell still pitching for Rye Neck, and up at bat is Mike Madalavich, who just fouled that one off.
We did figure out the rest of the Rye Neck defense, so Matt Garcia moved from first to third. That one's foul.
Quickly
Aquino, Aquino, who was at third, is in right. And I think we're all caught up now. Actually, no, because Spinelli, who was in right, has moved to left. Now we've got everyone.
Think they ever think of us when they do that?
No.
God, it's so cold. What a difference from yesterday. When Steak talking while I'm talking to you? Okay, see you.
Look out. Right towards us. A nice kick stop by cameraman Anthony Tella.
Two strikes. And that one is going to be lazy drive to the shortstop, 1 away. Top of the 6th inning. 7-0 game. Rob Moretti throws back, not very well.
The umpire's not wearing a glove. What do you want me to do, take his hand off?
Low. 1-0 the count.
Pennell pounding the strike zone.
1-2 the count. Quickly strikes him out. 2 away. He's throwing a pitch a second there.
Pennell is, he did start a couple of games this year, but really the kind of guy they like to bring in to close out a game. He throws with a quick pace, he throws with good velocity. Good change of pace picture.
Isaac Cohen up at bat.
He struck out twice today. He's trying to avoid a hat trick.
And his final game of the season too, most likely.
He is a junior, so at least he wouldn't end his career with a 0 for 3 strikeouts.
Foul back. Gorgeous complex they have here at Rye Neck.
A whole lot of grassy field out
Right.
here. It's all built on swamp, so it doesn't take the rain that well, but other than that, fantastic.
Strike 3. So that'll be the top of the 6th inning. Still 7-0. Rye Neck. We'll be right back.
It's built on
Matt Frank steps in to face Dreyer, still in after that difficult inning he faced.
Really
the inning
fortunate to
before,
only give
yeah.
up 1 run. Had the bases loaded with 1 out.
Pitches a ball.
He actually could have gotten out of it without giving out any runs, but his shortstop kind of let him down. Could have gone the short way for out number 3, but threw to first and couldn't get the runner in time.
Pitches a strike. Possibly could be the last inning in the field for, or most likely will be the last inning in the field for the Tigers this season.
That last one, Franks fouled it and then it hit him while he was still in the box, so it's a foul ball. Obviously, if he was out of the box, he would have been called out.
Here's the pitch. Foul tip.
Couldn't hold on.
Yeah.
Get a real good look at the baseball rule book when you watch baseball on lmc-tv.
Or you're on Rob Moretti's email list. Foul ball.
True story.
Pitch. Outside.
It's a tough pitch to take up 7-0. If he rung him up, I don't know if anyone would have been that upset, except obviously Franks.
Another ball. I believe
That's
that brings the
full
count
count.
full, yeah. 3-2. So Franks will walk.
Good patience from Franks.
They'll bring up Matt Garcia. Swings on the first pitch. That's a grounder to third base, and it's misplayed. What are we going to call that, Rob?
E5.
E5. Yeah, I think he would have had the throw.
It wasn't
if
a
he
terribly
didn't.
difficult play on the ground ball, and if he fielded it cleanly, he should have been able to get Garcia in time.
So, on the error, men on first and second, nobody out. Angelo Spadafino up at bat. Pitch is a strike.
Spadafino 2 for 2, 3 runs scored. He's having himself a nice day, being a catalyst in this offense.
Grounds that one. And another missed play by the shortstop.
I'm scoring that E6.
Bo Dorian not having a good day at shortstop. Several errors for him.
And he's a senior captain on his team as well. Looks like we might have a pitching change coming up, or at least a visit. Rye Neck with the bases loaded now on a walk and 2 errors.
Take a short break. Bases loaded. Mariano Aquino up at bat. Which is a ball, and you gotta look out for those wild pitches. Though.
Good enough block by Cohen there to prevent Franks from breaking for home.
Temperature has surely dropped.
It started pretty low too.
That is hit high near the stands.
One of these days I'll catch one. We're running out of games here. Looking like we'll have 2 more for LMC Sports this year.
Swing and a miss.
We definitely know we'll have a softball game coming up next. Section 1 Class B semifinal. Rye Neck taking on North Salem, and then assuming Rye Neck holds on to this lead, we'll have the semifinal for Class B baseball after that.
Pitch is low.
The opponent there to be determined.
Anxiously
Haven't gotten any
waiting.
updates on the score. Nothing. Twitter has been silent on KO and Putnam Valley. Rye Neck will host either team.
Pitch is outside. Steps off the rubber.
This game has come to a grinding halt.
And a strike, 3 on a full count. Aquino thought he had a walk, another RBI, but
it's really hard to get a ball 4 call when you're up 7-0. So he's got to really miss to get that ball 4.
No, it seemed like it was in about the same spot. 1 away, bases loaded, 7-0, bottom of the 6th inning. Two oh the count. Another ball, 3-0. So in serious danger of walking In a run. Dreyer only has let up 1 run so far, but serious danger of letting up more in this inning. Ball 4.
Finally got the call.
Yep. So that'll make it 8-0. Sam Polero getting the RBI walk, and Tyler Spinelli will now come up to bat.
Spinelli still no contact, 2 walks and a K. There's some contact.
Yep. Grounder to third base, throw to first, 2 outs, runner scores, so it's 9-0. I'll bring up Chris Cascione. Now on second and third.
Cascione 0 for 4 today.
Fouled off on a check swing.
Boy, this feels like a first week of the season game with the temperature and the wind, the clouds. Feels like early April. I feel like late May.
Maybe one of the colder days we see. It's been getting warmer.
It's supposed to get a little nicer the next couple days. A threat of rain on Friday, of course, for this Class B. Baseball playoffs have been marred by a whole lot of rainouts.
That one fouled off.
Yesterday's game, the first round game, which was played on a Tuesday, originally scheduled for a Thursday, was pushed back 3 times.
Another foul ball.
Yeah, Cascione's been just a little off with his swings today. He's hit a whole lot of foul balls. As I said earlier in the at-bat, he's 0 for 4, making a lot of contact.
Yeah, not what you'd expect from your leadoff hitter.
And Cascione has shown an ability to put the ball in play throughout his career. It's just, for whatever reason, a little off today. He could very well come back and put up a big performance on Friday.
And swings and misses there. Just an easy throw to first base necessary, and that will be the 6th inning. So 9-0. Rye Neck leads. We'll be right back. Matt Garcia now into pitch to close off this game. 9-0 is the score. Up at bat is Kyle Rossini, and Rossini will get a single to left.
That's the first hit for Croton-Harmon since the second batter of the first inning.
Well, it's been that type of day. I haven't really seen that many hits for a 9-0 game. It's been a lot of walks.
Well, final line on Pinnell was 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 3 Ks.
And that one is hit high to left field. Play is made, 1 away. Chris Dreyer has been pitching the last few innings, just flied out there, and now Bo Dorian, the shortstop, up at bat. Dorian swings, strike 1.
Garcia, another guy who you'd call a contender to start a game, and if he goes an inning today, you could see him in the semifinal. There's a day off between the 2 rounds.
Fouled back, 0-2.
One thing I'll guarantee is you won't see Ryan Aquino again until perhaps the finals, assuming Rye Neck advances to them. and even then he'd be on 3 days rest. A little iffy.
And that one is a grounder to second base. This could do it, actually, and it is a double play, so that'll end the season for Croton-Harmon, and Rye Neck will advance with a 9-0 victory here today. And we'll have post-game interviews and wrap-up here on lmc-tv coming up next. You're with Thomas Pipolo on the post-game show, and you got your 100th hit today. How did it feel?
It felt great. I mean, it was a goal that I set freshman year, and it was nice to get it done, especially with that hit. An RBI double was nice.
And you played 2 different pitchers today. How was it adjusting from one to another?
The first kid, we kind of had his number a bit, and then when the second kid came in, he had a nice changeup, so we struggled with it a little, but we got some runs on the board.
With a difficult game against Dobbs Ferry yesterday and then this blowout today, how does it feel to have such a quick turnaround?
It was nice to have a little bit of a blowout game today. I mean, we kind of spent a lot of energy coming back yesterday, so it was nice to have a game where it was nice and easy.
Back in the post game now, joined by Panthers coach Tyler Slater. Coach, you had that tough 2-1 game yesterday, a win, but not an easy win, and then today, how happy are you kind of able to coast a little bit today, get that confidence back as you're moving on in the sectionals?
Oh, it was nice for our pitching. So we were able to get a few guys work, kind of tweak our pitching a little bit. So we were able to rest Matt Franks, get Chris Pinnell some work, get Mike Garcia some work. So all in all, that helped us out a lot.
And especially the pitching, the way that the rainouts have affected the schedule, how important is it for you to be able to get different guys in and kind of not burn anyone out too badly as you're moving through?
That's everything. Ryan Aquino went deep yesterday, but fortunately it was on Tuesday, so he'll have a little bit more time off. And if we need him later in the week, hopefully he'll be available.
Obviously, you're hoping that would be in the finals, or I don't know if you go in the semifinals that soon on Friday, but. Who do you think you're going to start on Friday, and what are you hoping to accomplish? We don't know the opponent yet, obviously.
Right now, it's up in the air because we have a day off tomorrow, right? That is still on. We have a day off tomorrow, and I'm going to kind of assess how everybody's arms are, and it could be probably one of 3 guys from Matt to Chris to Angelo. So right now, we're just going to kind of assess tomorrow and see what's going on. Kind
of nice to have that much depth on your team that you could have 3 different guys that you might be able to go to for a big playoff game.
It is nice. I didn't say they were going to be effective. I just said they were going to start. But, yeah, it is nice. And, again, they've all had experience at this level, and they got a lot of innings this year. So, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with either one of them.
Finally, Thomas Pipolo gets his 100th career hit today. He's been starting on this team since he was a freshman. How great has he been all 4 years, especially handling the pitching staff as well?
Oh, it's great. I look at him as another coach. He's an assistant coach. I go to him a lot of times for decisions and help me with decisions. But, you know, very happy to see it. I knew it was going to happen at some point, but fortunately it happened in a playoff win, so even better.
Well, Rye Neck advances to the semifinals of the Section 1 Class B playoffs, being Croton-Harmon 9-0 today. And Rob, what was the key to their victory?
Well, like we said from the beginning of the game, they needed to come out swinging the bats, and they didn't swing quite well enough to score 9 runs. Croton gave them a lot of help, some poor fielding and a few wild pitches, a lot of walks as well, but they came out and they scored a lot of runs. And I think this team that had maybe their confidence shaken just a little bit, that close call against the 18-seed Dobbs Ferry, I think all that confidence is back, and that's the key to this win today.
All right, so for Rob Moretti, I'm Robert Reamer. Goodbye, everyone.